When everything feels like it's falling apart, your breath can bring you back from the edge. Here's why. The way you breathe directly influences the way you think. You've heard the phrase, take a deep breath. It's not just a cliche, it's a fact. In stressful moments, when your heart races and your mind spirals, your body shifts into overdrive. Your nervous system goes into fight or flight mode, scattering your thoughts and making you feel completely out of control. But here's the good news. You can take control. You can reset your entire system with just a few intentional breaths. Think about the Navy SEALs. These elite soldiers are the definition of calm under pressure. In life or death situations where there's no margin for error, they don't panic, they don't freeze, they breathe. They use a technique called box breathing, a simple yet incredibly effective method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. That's it. 4 seconds in, hold, 4 seconds out, hold again. This technique resets your nervous system, sending a signal to your body and mind that you are in control, no matter what's happening around you. You might be thinking, that's too simple. How can something so basic make such a big difference? But often the simplest things are the most powerful. When you slow your breath and focus on each inhale and exhale, you shift out of panic mode and into a state of calm. Your heart rate slows, your thoughts clear. You start making decisions based on clarity and purpose, not fear. Think back to the times you felt overwhelmed, whether at work, in your personal life, or when facing a major decision. The pressure built up, your heart pounded, and your mind raced. In that moment, the instinct to react took over. We've all been there. Stress mounts, and instead of responding wisely, we act on impulse. We snap. We say things we regret. We make rash decisions. And later, we deal with the consequences of actions we didn't even intend. But here's the key. The difference between reacting and responding is everything. When you react, you let the chaos control you. You allow external forces to dictate your actions. When you respond, you take back control. You make a conscious choice about how to show up, no matter what's happening around you. And that distinction, the choice between reacting and responding, is what separates success from regret. Mastering this shift, choosing to respond instead of react, isn't something that happens overnight. It's a skill that requires practice, patience, and self-awareness. But every time you pause, take a breath, and choose your response instead of letting emotions take over, you strengthen that skill. You train your mind to operate from a place of power rather than fear. Over time, this becomes second nature. You'll find yourself handling challenges with a new level of composure, making decisions with clarity and moving through life with a sense of control that you never thought possible. And when that happens, you don't just survive, you thrive. When you take a moment to pause, step back, and breathe before making a decision, you give yourself the clarity to choose wisely. That's when real transformation happens. Let's be honest. Life will challenge you. There's no escaping it. It will test you, push you, and sometimes break you down. If you're not prepared to handle that pressure, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. That's why you must equip yourself with the right tools in advance. It's not about avoiding stress or chaos, it's about mastering it. It's about standing strong in the middle of the storm and making choices that align with your values, goals, and vision. When you control your breath, you control your mind. When you control your mind, you control your actions. And when you control your actions, you shape your destiny. I know it's not always simple. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, it can feel like everything is falling apart. Slowing down and breathing is hard when emotions run high. But that's exactly why you must practice in moments of peace, when there's no pressure. That's how you build the habit. That's how you train yourself to respond with intention instead of reacting impulsively. Take a few minutes daily to practice deep breathing. Whether it's in the morning or before bed, focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, hold it, exhale slowly, and repeat. When you make this a habit, you'll notice a shift. your mind will feel clearer. The chaos around you won't seem as overwhelming. You'll become less reactive and more in control, handling stress with confidence and composure. That's the power of breath control. So the next time life feels chaotic, when the pressure is on and everything seems to be crumbling, pause. Take a deep breath. Slow your heart rate. Give yourself space to think before you act. Don't let the moment define you. You define the moment. You control your response. You control your choices. And when you do that, you're not just getting through life, you're stepping into your power, one breath at a time. Listen, challenges are inevitable. You will face moments where everything seems to be working against you. When you feel stuck, when nothing seems to go right, you have a choice. How you frame the situation makes all the difference. A calm mind doesn't see problems, it sees challenges. A problem feels like a roadblock, something impossible to overcome. But a challenge is an opportunity to rise. It's something you can face head on and say, this is tough, but I am tougher. Shifting your mindset from seeing problems to recognizing challenges makes your burdens feel lighter. You stop feeling trapped and start feeling like a warrior again. Now let's be real, this isn't a quick fix solution. Shifting your mindset takes effort, but it's the kind of effort that sets you free. When things go wrong, most people ask, why is this happening to me? And I understand. That reaction is natural. Life can hit hard, leaving you questioning everything. But I need you to stop asking that question. It doesn't serve you. It keeps you stuck in a victim mentality, making you feel powerless. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? That single shift changes everything. It turns obstacles into lessons. It gives you back control. Look at Thomas Edison, one of history's greatest inventors. Everyone knows he invented the light bulb, but what many don't realize is how many times he failed before succeeding. 10,000 times. Most people would have quit after 100 attempts, maybe even 10. They would have said, this is impossible. But not Edison. He didn't see failure as defeat. When asked about his 10,000 failed attempts, he didn't say, I failed 10,000 times. He said, I found 10,000 ways that didn't work. That mindset, that perspective, is what changes the game. He didn't dwell on failure. He focused on the lesson. With every attempt, he saw each setback as a step forward, bringing him closer to his goal. That mindset kept him moving, kept him pushing, until he finally found what worked. And when he did, he changed the world. Now, I'm not saying you need to fail 10,000 times, but I am saying that failure is part of the journey. Every time you fall short, every time things don't go as planned, you have a choice. You can stay stuck in disappointment, asking, why me? Or you can shift your perspective. You can choose to see every setback as a lesson, an opportunity to grow, learn, and come back stronger. Life doesn't guarantee an easy road. It won't hand you a smooth path free of obstacles, but it does give you one powerful gift, the ability to choose how you respond. And when you take control of that, everything changes. Challenges transform into stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you rise. How many times you choose to face the next challenge with determination rather than defeat. Edison didn't stop after 9,999 failed attempts. He didn't let failure define him, he let it shape him. And that's exactly what you need to do. Every failure, every difficult moment is shaping you, preparing you for the breakthrough that's just ahead. Think about your own life. Reflect on the times when things didn't go your way. Maybe you got passed over for a promotion. Maybe a relationship ended. Maybe you took a risk and it didn't pan out. How did you react? Did you let it break you? Did you dwell on the disappointment? Or did you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? Where's the lesson in this? Because if you can shift from seeing life as a series of problems to seeing it as a series of challenges, you become unstoppable. You stop getting stuck in frustration and start moving forward with purpose. The greatest breakthroughs in history came from people who refused to let failure stop them. They understood that failure isn't the end, it's part of the process. The fuel that drives success. You don't reach success without adversity. But it's not about how many challenges you face. It's about how you respond to them. So the next time life knocks you down, ask yourself, what can I take from this? Don't let yourself get trapped in a victim mindset. Don't let the situation define you. You define it. And when you commit to learning and growing, you'll start to see that every challenge is just another opportunity to step into the person you're meant to be. There are plenty of people who gave up when things got tough. But the ones who push through, the ones who see failure as a stepping stone, those are the ones who make an impact. That power is in your hands. Don't waste it. Here's something you need to understand. You can't expect to stay calm under pressure if you haven't trained for it. You can't suddenly handle stress with confidence if you haven't built the discipline when things were easy. If you haven't put in the work, developed the mindset, and strengthened your resilience in the quiet moments when no one is watching, you won't be ready when the storm hits. Think about it. You wouldn't step into a boxing ring without months of training. You wouldn't take an exam without studying. You wouldn't walk into a job interview without preparation. So why would you face the unpredictability of life without conditioning your mind? Your mind is your most powerful tool. But like any muscle, it needs training, daily effort, consistency. We all have dreams, goals, and ambitions. But too many people think success just happens when the opportunity arrives. They assume they'll be ready when the moment comes. That's not how it works. Success isn't luck. It doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's the result of preparation. And preparation isn't a one-time event. It's built through small, intentional actions every single day. Muhammad Ali once said, "The fight is won or lost far away from witnesses, behind the lines, in the gym, and out there on the road, long before I dance under those lights." He understood that victories aren't won in the spotlight. They're won in the unseen hours, in the quiet moments of discipline and dedication. So when your moment comes, when life tests you, the question is, will you be ready? Success isn't determined in the big, flashy moments. It's built in the small, unseen ones. It happens in the early mornings, in the hours when no one is watching, in the sweat and effort you put in day after day. When the lights come on, when the pressure is high, and when the crowd is cheering, the ones who succeed are the ones who have already done the work. That's what I need you to understand. Your battles are won long before the moment of pressure arrives. The challenges, the chaos, and the setbacks are coming. They always do. But if you've been preparing, if you've been training your mind and strengthening your discipline, you'll be ready when they hit. If you haven't been putting in the work, if you've just been coasting, then when that moment arrives, you'll be caught off guard. You won't have the tools you need to handle the situation, and the consequences will be costly. So how do you prepare for the battles you don't even see coming? How do you train your mind to stay strong under pressure? It starts with your daily habits. Meditation, visualization, reading, and exercise aren't just things that sound nice or look good on a to-do list. These are tools, powerful tools that help you build resilience, focus, and mental strength. Just like you train your body at the gym, you need to train your mind every single day. Let's start with meditation. It's not some mystical or complicated concept. It's simply the practice of quieting your mind, becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions, and learning to control them instead of letting them control you. When everything around you is chaotic, when stress is high and your mind is racing, meditation teaches you how to breathe, how to slow down, and how to stay grounded. It gives you that critical pause, the space between stimulus and response, that allows you to make better decisions. And here's the thing. You don't need to spend hours meditating. Just a few minutes a day can make a huge difference in how you handle pressure. Then there's visualization. This is one of the most powerful mental training techniques out there. When you close your eyes and picture yourself succeeding, when you see yourself staying calm under pressure, handling challenges with confidence, you're programming your mind to believe that success is possible. Your brain doesn't distinguish between real and imagined experiences. So when you visualize yourself performing well, you're already training yourself to do it in reality. It's like mental rehearsal. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Reading is another tool for mental growth. The more you read, the more knowledge you gain. The more knowledge you gain, the sharper your mind becomes. Reading expands your thinking, introduces you to new perspectives, and strengthens your problem-solving skills. Every great leader, every highly successful person is a reader. Why? Because they understand that feeding the mind with information is just as important as training the body. When you read, you prepare yourself for challenges you haven't even encountered yet. You learn from the experiences of others, so when life throws something unexpected your way, you already have the mental resources to handle it. And let's talk about exercise. Everyone knows it's important to take care of your body, but what most people overlook is that exercise is just as much a mental game as it is a physical one. When you push your body beyond its comfort zone, when you challenge yourself physically, you're also training your mind. You're developing the ability to push through discomfort, to keep going when you feel like stopping. That kind of discipline and mental toughness carries over into every area of life. When your body is strong, your mind becomes stronger too. But none of this happens overnight. It's about showing up day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it, even when life gets busy, even when motivation fades. You have to make these practices a habit. You have to train your mind like a muscle. Develop it, strengthen it, condition it, because the stronger you make it, the easier it becomes to handle anything life throws at you. And when the moment of pressure comes, when the storm hits, you won't panic. You won't crumble. You won't make impulsive, fear-driven choices. Instead, you'll be calm. You'll be focused. You'll be ready, because you've already put in the work. Life is unpredictable. You never know what's coming next. But if you train your mind every day, you give yourself the best possible chance to succeed. You give yourself the ability to stand firm, to stay strong, to keep moving forward no matter what obstacles appear, because you've prepared for them, because you've done the work. And when the big moment arrives, when the lights come on and the pressure is high, you won't hesitate. You won't second guess yourself. You'll step up and you'll deliver. Now, there's one more thing you need to understand. The people you surround yourself with matter more than you think. Success isn't just about your talent, your effort, or your hard work. It's also about your environment. If you spend your time around negativity, around people who constantly complain, doubt themselves, and panic at every little inconvenience, then that energy is going to rub off on you. You might not even realize it at first, but over time, their fear, their excuses, their limiting beliefs will start creeping into your own mindset. Your surroundings shape your thoughts. If you let the wrong energy in, it will affect how you think, how you feel, and how you perform. And that's why you have to be intentional about who you allow into your space. If you want to be strong, surround yourself with strong people. If you want to be disciplined, surround yourself with disciplined people. If you want to be successful, surround yourself with people who are pushing for more, who are striving for greatness, who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Because when you surround yourself with the right people, with those who inspire, challenge, and uplift you, you will rise to their level. And when life tests you, when the pressure is on, you'll have the mindset, the habits, and the support system to not only survive, but to thrive. I know it's easy to stay in your comfort zone, surrounded by people who feel familiar. We like to be around those who think like us, look like us, and have similar experiences. But just because someone has been in your life for a long time, whether they're family or old friends, doesn't mean they should have full access to your mind. If you want to grow, succeed, and become your best self, you need to be careful about who you let into your life. You can't afford to let negativity take over. Think about the people you spend most of your time with. Are they encouraging you? Are they helping you stay focused on your goals? Or are they constantly talking about what's wrong with the world, why things can't change, and what's impossible? Do they help you stay calm when things go wrong, or do they panic and bring chaos into your life? I'm telling you, if you're surrounded by people who drain your energy, you need to make a change. You have to protect your peace, your focus, and your vision for the future. When you're always around people who complain instead of finding solutions, who get overwhelmed easily, and who don't think clearly, you will start picking up their habits, whether you realize it or not. It's like being in a room filled with cigarette smoke. Even if you're not smoking, you're still breathing it in. The same thing happens with negativity. If you're always around it, it gets inside you. And once it's there, it's hard to get rid of. Now, I'm not saying you should cut people off just because they're going through hard times. Everyone struggles. Everyone has bad days. This is about mindset. The question is, are the people in your life trying to improve, or are they stuck in a cycle of complaining and negativity? You need people who encourage you, push you to be better, and hold you accountable. You need people who stay calm, focus on solutions, and show up with the attitude that says, we can handle this. That's the kind of energy you need. That's the kind of energy that will help you grow, succeed, and find peace. Think about it. When life gets tough, when things start falling apart, when you're faced with problems, you don't need people around you who make things worse. You don't need people who panic, get scared, or only focus on the negatives. You need people who stay strong under pressure, who look for solutions instead of complaining. You need people who lift you up, remind you of your strength, and help you move forward, no matter how hard things get. It's important to surround yourself with people who think clearly, who live with purpose, and who help you stay on the right path. These are the people who will help you become the best version of yourself. These are the people who will inspire you to dream bigger, aim higher, and take action even when it's uncomfortable. When you spend time with people who operate at a higher level, their energy will push you to do the same. Their mindset will shape your mindset. Their success will motivate you to keep going. This isn't about shutting yourself off from the world. It's about being intentional about who you let into your space. Not everyone's opinion matters. Not everyone from your past deserves access to your future. You need to surround yourself with people who are moving in the same direction as you, not people who are holding you back or pulling you down. And this isn't just about other people. You have to take responsibility for your own energy too. What kind of energy are you bringing into the world? How do you affect the people around you? Are you lifting others up, or are you adding to the negativity? Because how you show up, how you carry yourself, and how you interact with others, it all matters. If you're always complaining, feeding into negativity, or bringing people down, you're not helping anyone, including yourself. You need to be someone who brings positivity, encouragement, and solutions, not more problems. Here's the truth. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you want to succeed, grow, and live a peaceful and fulfilling life, you have to surround yourself with the right people. You have to cut out negative energy and make space for those who will support you, challenge you, and help you stay strong through life's struggles. I know it's not painless to let go of certain relationships, but you have to remember, you can't let someone else's negativity hold you back. You have dreams to chase. You have goals to reach. You have a future to build, and you need to protect that at all costs. So choose wisely. Be intentional about who you let into your life. And never forget, you don't have to do this alone. Surround yourself with the right people, the right energy, and the right mindset, and you will set yourself up to win. I know change can be uncomfortable. Letting go of familiar relationships, even when they're unhealthy, isn't easy. But growth requires sacrifice. It means making tough decisions about who gets to be part of your journey. You don't have to hate anyone. You don't have to cut people off in a harsh way. But you do have to set boundaries. You have to recognize when certain connections are holding you back instead of pushing you forward. And the truth is, not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people are only part of your story for a season, and that's okay. Your job is to make sure that the people who stay in your life are helping you build, not tearing you down. Life is going to test you. It's not a question of if, but when. There will be storms that shake you to your core. Storms that seem relentless, that feel like they may never end. You might find yourself at a breaking point, feeling like you can't take it anymore. The pressure will build, the winds will roar, and it will seem as if the whole world is closing in on you, making it impossible to see a way forward. But here's what you need to remember. Storms don't last forever. They can't. That's simply the way life works. No matter how intense, no matter how overwhelming, every storm eventually passes. The skies will clear, the sun will break through the clouds, and when it does, the real question is, will you still be standing? Will you have endured the storm? Or will it have left you broken, defeated, and lost? Let me tell you something. You have the strength within you to stand tall. You have the power to remain firm, even when everything around you is falling apart. But that kind of strength doesn't just appear when you need it. It's something you have to build. You have to train your mind to stay steady in the midst of chaos, because the person who stays calm in the storm is the one who comes out victorious. When the world is panicking, when everything seems to be spiraling out of control, it's the person who can master their thoughts, emotions, and responses who will rise above it all. The truth is, storms are inevitable. They will come. That's a fact. But just because the storm is coming doesn't mean you have to be destroyed by it. You don't have to let it knock you down or sweep you away. You have the ability to be the unshakable force in the middle of the chaos. But that can only happen if you've prepared for it. If you've trained yourself every single day to develop the mental resilience required to face life's biggest challenges. And that's what this is really about, training your mind, strengthening your ability to stay composed, stay focused, and remain steady, no matter what obstacles life puts in your way. The world is filled with distractions. It's loud, it's chaotic, it's designed to throw you off track. There will always be people who doubt you. There will always be setbacks, disappointments, and failures. But if you've built the habit of staying calm, if you've strengthened your mindset, then those obstacles won't have power over you. They won't break you. Instead, you'll take control of them. Because here's the thing. When you have control over your mind, nothing can break you. Your mind is your greatest weapon. It's your strongest tool. If you can keep it steady, if you can keep it sharp, you will always find a way to navigate whatever challenges life throws your way. So when the storm comes, and it will, don't panic. Don't let it shake you. Stand your ground. Stay calm. Trust yourself. Because you've done the work, you've trained your mind, and no matter how fierce the storm may be, you will not be broken. You will rise, you will overcome. And when the clouds clear and the sun shines again, you'll still be standing stronger than ever. So the next time life challenges you, remember this. Breathe, shift your perspective, and take control. That's the key. Not just to getting through hard times, but to rising above them. Because when you learn to stay calm, when you train yourself to control your thoughts and emotions, you become unstoppable. You become the kind of person who faces adversity head on and proves what true strength looks like. I'm not saying you need to be perfect. I'm not saying you need to have all the answers, but I am saying you need to be intentional. You need to commit to training your mind, building your mental resilience, and showing up for yourself every single day. Because when you do that, you don't just make it through the storms, you use them to rise even higher. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can hold you back. So take a deep breath, stand firm, stay focused. And always remember, when you keep your mind calm, you win. You've got this.